There has been a lot of controversy going on today from different pages today regarding the whole situation with Amani and Shekinah. Now, in this one itself in particular, we're going to begin with Shekinah's stories where she is making her thoughts known towards Shekinah. And then after that, we're then also going to get some screenshots that expose the conversation that Shekinah had with Amani. Now, in this one, it starts off with a little bit of a screenshot, okay, that was provided by Amani herself in particular. So we begin here where she starts off by saying, I don't give an F anymore. Here is why I reached out to warn her, never target her. And of course, at the tell, she did say that she reached out to just give a friendly, warning. So as you can see here, Amani says to Shekinah, I would like to give you a little warning about the tell. May want us to start some shit and fight. I don't dislike anyone, just want some drama to spice up the tell, I guess. Don't take it personal, a laugh aloud. And then she kind of responds by saying, not my first rodeo, sweetheart. With the meaning of then replying and saying, yes, but I want to apologize in advance, ha ha ha. Nothing but love, I actually like you, lol. So this is obviously her showing this side of the beginning of the conversation. But before we get into the rest of the screenshots that were then shared by Shekinah in particular, let's get into the next slide. Now, the next slide is actually a preview of Amani's diss track to come towards Shekinah. Now, that preview I've already dropped on my YouTube Shorts. If you haven't checked that, I highly recommend that you do. But we're going to skip it within this video here so we can avoid the copyright type situation. Obviously, here we start off by saying, now I'm going to show you how I target you, which is obviously displayed in this little music video preview here. And she is titled Shekinah, not even Shekinah, Shekinah. It's kind of crazy that she titled it Shekinah because, she wasn't exactly happy when Shekinah got her name incorrect by calling her Amani and not Amani. But nonetheless, though, I guess it is what it is. Now we move on here where it says 90-day Fiancé franchise, get ready for the biggest diss track in 90-day history. I don't know if there's ever been a diss track in 90-day Fiancé history, to be honest with you. So if it's going to be the only one ever, then clearly it's going to be the biggest one. Can anybody tell me if there's ever been one before? Because I don't remember one ever happening beforehand. Now she continues here by saying that I know you are used to going on the terror, bullying whoever you want, playing victim and continue to get away with it. This time you effed up with the wrong BICTH. Then moves on onto the next one itself in particular here. Now, with this one here, she starts off by saying, I was nice. I was too nice. I tried to give you a heads up out of respect to protect you, but you twisted it, turned it into your storyline and painted me as the villain. Why? Because you needed some drama, something to stay relevant? Oh, honey, you want a villain? I'll be the biggest villain. I'll be the biggest one this show has ever seen. I mean, that's going to take a lot, to be honest with you. Let's keep it a buck. I mean, when you're competing with somebody like Angela Deem or Big Ed, who else can we think about here? There's some other people that I can't think about, but yeah. Chicken Lady. Now, also on top of that, he continues here. Oh, we have Paul Carini. Oh, yeah, there's a whole list of people. But nonetheless, though, now it's all coming back to me. Then we continue here where she says, let's be clear. Back then, I didn't mean harm, but you chose to mess with me. And now I am going to be a bigger BICTH than you ever dreamed of being. And honestly, you already set the bar pretty damn high. How did she set the bar pretty damn high? I'm not too sure how she did that. But nonetheless, though, we'll move on to the next one itself in particular. Now, I do apologize regarding my voice right now. I don't know what's going on with it. It's a bit crackly, so I do apologize, okay, folks? Now, it continues in this one here, where in the small little handwriting there, or the small little font, it says, also, my text exchange with Amani will be public in part 2 of the tell. Everyone will see very soon how much this woman has been lying about me. Well, we saw part 2 of the tell and no text messages were actually ever shown. So yeah, but we will get to them anyway because they were then, obviously passed on to another creator by Shekinah herself in particular. Now, Amani continues by saying, you announcing to the world that the texts will be on the tell-all, breaking NDA, then crushing out cause they weren't on the tell-all, and releasing them knowing stuff in them will break NDA is breach of your contract. Read your contract, shaking my head. I mean, to be honest with you, from what I understand, Shekinah is quite loved by the TLC or the 90-day kind of like producers and whatnot. So even if she breaks the NDA a little bit, I don't think it's really going to affect her that much, to be honest with you, because she seems to have quite a relationship going on from what I've heard. Now, in this next one itself in particular, she continues by saying, this diss track was obviously made recently. I also had a passion to write bars in my free time. Some forget at the end, this is an entertainment industry, so sit down and grab popcorn. Then also continues in another one by saying, Matt got made fun of on what was supposed to be a roasting stand-up comedy, so there should be no double standards about me doing a diss track. Now, I'm assuming this is I'm not too sure she's referencing the stand-up that Sarpa did at the tell-all, because that's the only one that I can actually remember. But if it is, then fair enough. I completely understand what she's trying to say here. Now, I believe the next screenshot is just her showing off her trip where she's at right now. I believe she's currently in Panama, moving somewhere else. It's funny, isn't it? You know, Jasmine's from Panama. You know how Jasmine's from Panama? Recently, I learned some information. Actually, do you know what? I'll make another video about that one. Nonetheless, though, let's get into the other screenshots now regarding the text. The messages between the two ladies via the DMs. So in these screenshots here, that's provided to us here by Mary Pants, as you can see, the conversation starts off, I believe, on here on the left. Well, on my left. So it should be your left, right? Anyway, with that being said, as you can see here, we've got the question that is being asked by Shekinah, where it says, wait, is your third trans? Sarpa and I don't agree. And as you can see, Amani responds by saying, ha ha ha, I'm not that wild. Who voted trans? She's 6'1". I guess I didn't realize she has harsher features until people until people started pointing them out. I don't know. I'm Middle Eastern. She's Mexican. Not the most feminine features. Ha ha ha. So that's quite interesting, isn't it? Then continues by saying, Shekinah responds by saying, so she's not. And Amani says, who thought she was? She's not. She's a mum. I'm dead. Which is a fair point. She is a mum. And obviously, yeah, I feel like that pretty much rules out, doesn't it now? Yeah. But anyway, we continue here where Amani also continues by saying, obviously, was it Sarpa who thought so? And Shekinah says, I did. No, he swore she's not. Don't tell her I did. People always think I'm trans, to be honest. Whoa. So people think that Shekinah's trans. That is fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. It's as if she's trying to find out if somebody else was, so therefore she can put that onto somebody else. Nonetheless, though, we continue with Amani saying, that's funny. I won't, haha. She's told, I guess. I see why people think that. That would be the case on TLC would love to pick up. I think she's trying to say that would be a storyline that TLC would love to pick up. I think that's what she's trying to say there. Anyway, she continues by saying, are you telling people why you're there? If they ask, yes, I don't hide my surgeries. And then also, obviously, she kind of responds by saying, love that. I really find it hard to read when Amani talked, because she seems to skip words sometimes when she's talking. I feel like she's one of those people, a bit like me. When you're typing, you're thinking about what you're saying, but because you think so fast, you miss out words that you're actually thinking while you're typing. Anyway, with that being said, let's move on to the next one itself in particular here. Now, this one obviously goes back to the part where we first started off earlier on in the video with the whole idea of saying that I would like to give you a little warning about the tell-all, which is obviously something that we don't have to read again because of course we've already seen it. But it does continue here after the part where Shekinah says, not my first rodeo, and Amani says, yes, but I want to apologize in advance. Nothing but love. I actually like you. Obviously, Shekinah responds saying, well, I'm a real ass BITH, so I don't say things I don't mean, but you can play the game if you want. Oh, good. Interesting. So giving that approval, but also letting her know that when I speak, be ready for it. It seems to me as if maybe, Amani wasn't picking up on what Shekinah is really trying to say. She's trying to say that whatever I say to you, though, understand I'm going to mean it. And I guess this is when things backfired. But we shall wait and see. It's either that or Shekinah just took the opportunity to obviously take advantage of this situation to make the tell-all about her in the way she did. But either way, though, it continues here by saying, Shekinah, continued by saying, I never plan what I'm going to do or say, which she did say on the show, to be fair. I'm real and authentic to how I feel and what I think in the moment. So that fact that you are planning to say things you feel the need to apologize in advance for, oh, okay, girl, you do you. I mean, to be fair, yeah, she did obviously give her the fair one, the same thing that she did say on the show. Smart play there by Shekinah, to be fair, 100%. And obviously Amani responded by saying, no, not like that. Then also we move on to the other side of stuff in particular here, where Amani obviously continues by saying, no, not like that at all. It's about the any trans comment. I was talking to someone at TLC who asked if we was talking to other cast members, and I mentioned you and mentioned the trans comments. So they said that would be a good topic to bring up at the tell, which I'm sure they want to start shit between us. But it's my fault not for mentioning it. I hope this makes sense. I hope this makes sense. Sure, that's twice. I'm not planning anything. I was going to ask for your advice later on how best to do on the tell. I don't like to talk about other people's relationships, especially negatively. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I mean, listen, end of the day, here, Amini's still portraying as if she was never going to tell Annie about this comment, but obviously we do later on find out at the tell that she does actually tell Amini about the Annie about the comment. But also at the same time, she kind of feels backstabbed about that because she was hoping that this would be kept a secret, which, to be fair, clearly that secret was broken real soon. Because Amini already went and told the producers. Why? I have no idea. That doesn't actually make any sense. I wonder if she told the producers before she even told Annie, to be honest with you. Amini is she's an interesting character, isn't she now? But Shekinah continues here by saying, I would never do that to a woman asking if she's trans, especially after learning she's not. That's why I asked you privately instead of saving it for the cameras. Fair point. We will all have pre-show calls with producers to dig up dirt and shade other couples, etc. I'll tell them whatever you want because they want to build on the beef you might potentially have with others. But on stage, do what feels right in the moment. Don't be a production puppy. Keep in mind, I am playing myself. I'm not a character on the show. That's my advice for what it's worth. But maybe you are a character for the show. I don't know. Just saying what's true for me. And then as you can see, Amini responds by saying, oh no, they dig for dirt. That's terrible. What do you tell them if there is none? And then obviously this is where the screenshot ended itself in particular that was provided to us by Mary Pants from Shekinah. I mean, listen. The matter of fact is, it seems to me as if Shekinah gave Amini a fair warning that she was going to turn up, house herself, and be that B-I-C-T-H, shall I say. So obviously when it happened, I guess Amini didn't take it seriously. And now, just like Matt called Shekinah butthurt, well, it seems to me as if Amini is the one that's ended up being butthurt in the situation. Nonetheless, though, let me know exactly what you're thinking down below in the comment section. A lot has obviously happened with these two ladies. I myself in particular is looking forward to the my apologies. I myself in particular is looking forward to the diss track. Because I'm all about the madness. So when that comes out, hopefully it's going to be good. But do I see Shekinah responding to the diss track? Probably not. So sadly, it's probably going to be a one-way type situation. But we're going to have to wait and see. Nonetheless, though, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section and we'll talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.